Hello everyone, my name is Salim and welcome to the Markets Breakdown Analysis for Wednesday, the 15th of November 2023. We'll be breaking down charts to show the exact zones where price will close above potential buys or close below for potential sells as well. So looking at the daily candle for Tuesday now, the daily has been extremely bullish, respected the daily support formed on Monday, pushed through the daily resistance formed on Friday last week. And to be honest, the analysis posted yesterday played out really well because the anticipation was to see the daily candle for Tuesday to push bullish to retest its daily resistance, which that will allow the weekly candle to retrace and form a topic before the continuation to the downside. Obviously, the analysis we've had based on weeklies to see price continuing bearish, knowing we have clean traffic on the left to correct this bullish move we've had last month. But obviously, price pushed above this daily resistance, and probably that was from the CPI news we've had. There was a lot of bullish momentum during that time. So actually the weekly, this is really interesting on the daily actually, how the daily is retracing and trading just within the 1960 level, and that means price, the weekly trading just within this weekly resistance. So if price remains within this level, there is a higher probability to see a potential daily resistance to be formed at this level, meaning price is respecting those rejection wicks on the left, and that will allow the weekly candle to start to retrace and then potentially break this low to continue bearish. And now to break down the chart and looking at the daily will be closing bullish. Drop it down to the far time frame, so the most recent 4-hour support formed all the way down around like 1944 300. The most recent 4-hour resistance formed around 1965 300. Drop it down to the hourly time frame, and now we have a new hourly range. So zooming in, we have the most recent 1-hour support around 1961 900. The most recent 1-hour resistance around 1964 500. But then and this is we have this range. So let's have a look on the 30-minute time frame. So on a 30-minute time frame, we have this rejection. So what we could do is adjust this level to 1968 600 based on this 5-minute resistance, because that's also the hourly resistance. Looking on the 15-minute time frame as well, we have the same level of support and the same level of resistance as well. So now to identify the trade zone, and I'd say potential buys could be above 1968 600, above this 30-minute resistance. Potential buy sells, what we need to do is we need to wait for price to break and close below 1961 700 during high volume time. So we might see a break below and then a retracement during the Asian session. So we need to allow price to range within this level before breaking out this range. And this is going to be the no trade zone. And now to look for potential buys and going back to the daily. So since the daily is closing bullish, now we still have clean traffic on the daily on the left. The first thing we can identify here is we have this previous daily support formed around 1983 700. Drop it down to the far time frame. We have a 4-hour previous support around 1976. Drop it down to the hourly time frame. Looking on the left, and what do we see? We have this hourly resistance formed around 1973 700. Looking at the 5-minute time frame as well, that's the same level of resistance. And then on this is also the 50-minute resistance as well. So I'd say the first target for buys could potentially be 1973 700, targeting this hourly resistance. The second target for buys, now again, we're going to put a line to where this previous daily support formed around 1983 500. Drop it down to the far out time frame and looking on the left, and what do we see? Let's have a look. What we can see here is we have this previous 4-hour support around 1977 on the hourly time frame. That is, let's have a look. What do we see? We have this messy range on the lower time frame, and then we have this 5-minute resistance. I'd say the second target for buys could potentially be a retest of this previous 4-hour support around 1977. So now to look for potential sells, and now we look for a retracement. So looking at the daily, actually looking at the weekly, looking at the daily time frame. So now the anticipation is to see price retracing on a daily. Dropping down to the 4-hour time frame, clean traffic. So now we need to identify a level in here. So zooming in, dropping down to the hourly time frame, clean traffic on the left, 30-minute on the 15-minute time frame. However, We have a 15-minute previous resistance around 1956,500. Let's have a look on the left, because we also have this 50-minute support. So I'm just going to put a line in here and see what we can see on the left. Hourly, we have an hourly resistance on the 4-hour. So what we're going to do here is we're going to have the first target for sells around 1954,300, targeting this 50-minute support. The second target for sells, now looking at the daily, clean traffic on the left. On the 4-hour time frame, we have this 4-hour range, the top of the range around 1948,700. Drop it down to the hourly time frame, we have the previous 1-hour resistance. That's the same thing on the 5-minute time frame. So I'd say the second target for sells could potentially be 1948,700, targeting the top of the range of this consolidation zone on the hourly time frame.
Dominion Markets, your trading sanctuary.